Hey guys, welcome back to the Piston Show. I'm Darren, and today and over the next couple of episodes, we are going to be addressing very unique topics. And to help us address these topics is none other than Mr. Darren, who is a dear old friend of mine, but also one of the most premier detailers, not only in Malaysia, but perhaps in Southeast Asia. I know he probably doesn't like me saying that, but facts are facts, bro. You're probably the best. One of the best lah, just right, at what you do in Southeast Asia. So thank you, Darren, for being on board with us.
Pleasure to have you.
And but before we move forward, as always, a word from our sponsor. Hey guys, we'd just like to take a couple of seconds to tell you about the BH Petrol's loyalty program. Now this is unlike any other loyalty program out there because it does not require you to carry the card. That is simply very hard to find, especially when you need it the most. Now with BH Petrol, all you need to do is download an application, go to BH Petrol, pour your petrol, take a receipt and simply scan it with your application. You get 1 e-point for every litre that you pour. So the next time you're at BH Petrol, be sure to download the BH Petrol Loyalty Program application and you can immediately start to collect your points and later redeem it for the many rewards that they have. So, welcome back, and our first topic of the week is detailing at home, right? Detailing can be a very expensive process, but it's also a very passionate process. There are a lot of you that are passionate about your cars, whether it's your first Perodua Myvi or your 10th Ferrari. Maybe you want to just, share some TLC at home. So Darren, in your experience, nearly 20 years of detailing experience, what do you think people should know before they start detailing at home?
I think detailing is something of a passion for people. For us, for most of us that have an interest in this, it's something that rewards you.
Yeah.
Could be a weekend, could be a Saturday morning, and you spend the next 2-3 hours. It's not a 50-minute wash, but spend the next 2-3 hours giving the car a clean up, a vacuum, maybe even wax the car for the weekend use. I would always start with a basic tip that we share with all our clients and all our friends as well, which is every car needs a weekly wash. That is the most basic. And for that, pick a good detailing brand, one that has a good reputation. pH Balance shampoo will use a combination of microfiber towels, a 2-bucket system, and Bob's your uncle. That's how you start with the basic washes. Yeah.
So it's interesting that you mentioned about microfiber towel. Do you think that you need different towels for different parts of the car? For example, like the wheels, so you need different towel for the wheels so it doesn't pick up on the dust and you don't spread this dust on your paint job. Or perhaps different parts for your undercarriage, or if you're going that far. What do you think about this?
We go through about 40 to 50 different microfiber towels a day at our center here. A day, because we've got multiple cars that we work on. Yeah. Some are detailing work, some are washes. So we would have specific cloths for specific components.
Okay.
So we'll have a cloth specific for washing cars.
Okay.
And for that, we would have the cloths washed in a certain manner. We wash it usually from the top down, not from the bottom up. You don't want to bring up some gravel or some grime from the bottom and end up scratching your car. These towels are usually rinsed and then recycled for another piece and then a fresh one. We have specific towels for wheels as well.
Nice.
And also sometimes when you get into the engine bay, we have cloths that are a little bit more thicker, higher density, able to take a bit more beating, and that's where we basically wipe down the engine bay and things like that. So
what about the
it's
glass?
Specific. For the glass, actually for different surfaces, the cloths are engineered a different way. So we call them the woven fibers, and for glass, they're meant to be a lot more denser than the regular microfiber towels that are used for washes. So for the wash towels, we call them terry towels, and they have long napes. So sometimes dirt can get trapped inside it without scratching the paintwork. But for glass, you want to basically wipe off any excess water. So we use a much more denser woven style, and we call those glass fibers. And basically, once you wipe it, the glass is generally clean.
Nice.
So there's one specific for the glass, just like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interior. Okay, why I'm asking this is because sometimes when you buy a new car, the sales guys are telling you, please do not use any substances or something for your leather or for your dashboard. Yes. What is your take on that?
Okay, they're not too wrong in that aspect, because a lot of the products, especially for interiors, they repurpose general protectants that are for the exterior for the interior, and that doesn't work because a lot of these products contain silicone. So you don't want silicone products inside the interior, especially on your leathers. It will start to harden the material itself and the surface, and also it can cause premature cracking as well. So we would go with specific leather feed products. So there are products that are available. You find them from companies like Sonax, Maguire's, specifically for leather care. And we also generally look for products that don't have a shine. They retain a certain matte finish, and that's important.
That shiny thing, I hate it. I don't
that's
like.
a cheap look.
Exactly. You know, you slip and slide. I hate that feel. Okay, coming from a family perspective, you know, the regular guy in the street, doesn't matter what car, Perodua, Alza, whatever, you know, and he's taking his kids around, they vomit in the car, you know, you are a family guy, I'm a family guy. I'm sure you've experienced this as well. So, and there are services out there that steam clean your entire carpet, they take out your seats, all of these things. I'm sure you do it as well. What is your take? Is this important?
I have a rule in my own car, but that applies to my family. We don't eat in the car because being in this line for almost 2 decades, right? I think cars where family members tend to snack in a lot usually ends up with a lot of bugs, things like cockroaches. And once they start nesting, we've had to spend 2-3 weeks disassembling the whole interior of a car only to find a nest of 150 different roaches inside there, all hidden. So it's a costly exercise. It's not one anyone looks forward to. So my best tip is not to eat in the car. But in terms of the point where you actually need to clean the car, yes, I do recommend regular steam cleaning, a vacuum extraction cleaning with the carpets and seats. But I would stay away from a lot of the misting services that I use. A lot of that is being pushed, and the reason is a lot of these products actually don't have regulatory oversight. So these are chemical stuff that actually can have an adverse effect on children, pets, and things like that. So we're very careful. All our products, they have TUV certification. We make sure they are also they also have the different governing codes as well, so that they're safe for use.
So all the smoke bombs, you know, they call it smoke bombs or something like that. General rule of thumb, stay away.
I prefer not to recommend it unless you know specifically what the ingredients are. They also tend to be oil-based, and that's what the fogging machines do. And these oil-based ones, if you don't understand the formulation, it sticks onto your roof lining, it sticks onto your glass, and over time, as things heat up as you drive the car, it can affect the material surfaces. So my advice would, you need to know what you put in the car before you use them.
So any other, before we close? Any other tips for the DIY at home kind of guys?
There are a lot of fun products that are out there, but I tend to usually like to recommend specific products. I don't like to use combination products, so there is no real wash and wax for me. I don't believe in that whole philosophy, because you need to wash your car with a proper pH balance shampoo, get that cleaned up before the wax goes onto it. So separate them out, have a wash product and have a wax product rather than an all-in-one.
Thank you.
No problem.
So guys, you heard it from the expert, and stay tuned for next week where we explore more tips on detailing, maintaining your car. Thank you for watching. I'm Darren. This is Darren Chang.
Cheers.
As usual, do consider subscribing.